Hey everyone, Babs Hockey here with the Player Coach Podcast. Here, I'll give you multiple perspectives from a player and a coach so you can see the game from multiple viewpoints. And I'll give you the latest in hockey IQ development so you can make better decisions and take your game to the next level. Today, I want to talk about why the IQGame course is for youth, pro players, and coaches. So I want to start off with youth players. For youth players, it's so crucial to really first get in this habit of watching hockey. It's very difficult to get in these habits as you get older, as you get busier. And so it's really important to start early. Everything is really vying for the attention of young players nowadays, whether it's video games or social media. So it's not practical to eliminate them all. It's just about trying to balance them out. And getting in this habit of watching hockey will allow you to really start seeing the game from a higher level. And then the IQGame course really gives the basic principles to get you started on seeing these different patterns. It's really like a cheat code or a shortcut, as a video gamer would say, to use to really understand what's going on instead of just watching a game and hoping that something clicks in your brain. And so this allows you to really see the underlying groundwork, the fundamentals of the game of hockey, so you can start implementing it in your game. Now, this is is a process. It takes time to really sit in. It takes a lot of trial and error going into practices, games, testing out these principles. And so this is a full, robust plan to really get you to see the game from a different level. And for youth players, it's really crucial to have this structure in place. And so it also offers several fundamental skills from an off-ice skill standpoint so that you can use the skills that players use to execute these IQGame principles at an elite level. And I taught with the advanced IQGame course implemented. Now you can go in there. Once you get through there, you can go into some more advanced detailed work on vision, head positioning, and attacking and protecting positions, working on some different tactics to implement into your game. But first, the baseline of the course is so crucial for young players, specifically the principles, so that they can really understand the game. And we all know it at a youth level. Coaches are either volunteering or have full-time jobs. It's very difficult for them to really get to help players at this underlying level, really teach these principles. They're really teaching what they know. And so this puts the development on the player, and really the accountability is on the individual to get better. And that's what the course does for you. It really allows those young players to really dive deep into how the game functions, as several video NHL examples, so they can really see these principles in action. And then when they're watching hockey, they're able to apply those principles right away. They're able to click and see those skills in action. And that's really how you start this snowball effect of seeing the game at a higher level. So now, when talking about pro players, college players, even junior players, I almost say is like they're the elite level of the youth hockey. So anything from 16 to 18 can fall into this category. And then once you start getting into that college level, pro level, you really need to be you can use this as a tool to really open up your viewpoints on the game, give you a different perspective. One thing as you get older is you notice that voices can get kind of stale and you hate hearing the same thing over and over and over again. And what the IQGame course, the advanced IQGame course really does is give you a different voice, give you a new structure, something that you can add to your situation so that you can continuously develop regardless of what coach or team you play for. This will allow you to really constantly be developing your game. It allows you, especially with the advanced IQGame course, it puts the accountability on the individual and really sets the framework with several templates, whether it's the Crosby habit prioritize, plan, and execute, evaluating your mistakes, understanding the development process. I go through all these real key points so that players really have a good grasp, a great grasp of how their development can go and how it works. And with the templates I lay out, these bi-weekly reviews, they're able to see the game and really see their progress at a higher level. They're really able to start continuously making gains, chipping away throughout the long season and having that different voice. And that's what really allows players to can create a little bit of variety. And now pro players, college players, junior players, you can constantly be developing your game while being on your team while in season. And so the misconception with players at times is that the summer is where they use to develop these skills, do all their development, and then they just go out in the season and play. And the problem with this is that there's only 3 to 4 months of a season. Obviously, this summer is a lot more extended due to COVID. But for majority of summers, it's only 3 to 4 months. Majority of the time you're playing. And if you're not using that time to develop as well, you're missing out on key opportunities to really elevate your game. And so these templates in the advanced IQGame course really lay out a solid, simple framework so that you can constantly be focusing on something new to work on in your game. And it gives a detailed plan on how you can do that. And so pro players really need to, especially is use those seasons, those long, grueling seasons, to continuously develop. Each game is an opportunity to develop. Each practice is an opportunity to develop. And so that's why this structure is so important. Especially in college, it tends to be more practice than games. But again, using those practices as key development times, not just on what the team's working on, but you can also now work on key skills in your own game each practice so that when the weekend comes, you're ready to go. And then you can evaluate through your shifts, through the evaluating mistakes model that I lay out in the course. And so for both youth, junior, college, pro players, it really allows you to see the game at a higher level for these different groups. But at the end of the day, it allows you to take development into your own hands. It puts you in the driver's seat so that you can constantly be developing your game in not just your IQ, but your overall skills, everything. It lays the groundwork, the framework, so that you can make a specific plan that's built for your needs. And so this is something that I wish I had when I was younger, and this is what I've seen some huge development gains from players from youth all the way to the pro level. So make sure if you're interested, sign up today, click the link in my bio, and feel free to reach out to me as I have lots of other insights to share and how you can take some of this information and use it to elevate your game. And now I want to finish with coaches. This is an excellent resource for coaches to use to really see the game from different perspectives and really just add a different variety, because it's very easy. Again, as I was player coaching the last year and going through some of the ups and downs of a season, seeing it from a coach's perspective, it's very difficult to get variety, and it's very difficult to really try to come up with some ideas when you're under all these pressures throughout a season. And so what the course does is allow you to see a different perspective on some of the different principles that I lay out. Maybe it's even using the ozone patterns, the shot selection protocol, using these things to give some new insights to players, allow players to see these different options, and then give you some different ideas on building new tactics. And really, it's just more of trying to set you up so that you come up with these great ideas. Like, they're just here to really stimulate thought and really get you to see the game from these different principles, and you can use them in any way you want to really elevate your team and really see that game. You can develop drills from here. Something they've been doing more frequently is going back through the principles and building drills specifically to mimic those environments, so that players are developing not just a skill in a drill, but they're mimicking the pressures of a game, specifically to reading puck possession or attack in the midline, creating time and space. And I've really seen a exponential increase when it comes to the quality of drills I put out, because now players are really starting to experience the pressures of a game. And so that's what the course has done for me from a coaching perspective. And I know it would really help coaches so that they can have more ideas, more new ways to create that variety and get their players and get their teams to that next level. So if you're interested, make sure to check the link in my bio and sign up today. I also have an in-season plan where I work with players one-on-one individually using the IQGame course, but a more detailed approach to video analysis, something that I really specialize in and have been working on for the past 8 years. And I really break down your game tape so that you can really see the details and principles in action, and I'll do individual analysis. So if you're interested in that in-season plan, make sure to message me today so that you can take your IQ and game to the next level.